Welcome to the second half of our trip through Oregon. This part of the trip starts in the northwest corner of Oregon and we travel all the way down the coast and into Northern California. After the activities of the first half of the trip, such as planes and trains, this trip is more calm, walks on the beach, hikes in the forest. Or maybe not. Our first stop on this part of the trip was at Fort Stevens State Park, located up in the northwest corner of Oregon near Astoria. Here we met our friends Kathy and John. They came from Olympia to spend a few days with us. This lake within the state park has self-serve kayak and paddleboard rentals. Ecola State Park is located south of Fort Stevens State Park, near Cannon Beach. We took a day trip north, across the Columbia River, up to Washington. Cape Disappointment State Park is where Lewis and Clark arrived at the Pacific Ocean on their expedition. It was recommended to us to make sure and stop at Fort George Brewery in Astoria. We're here in our campsite cooking breakfast on our last morning, and we're in extreme danger of getting a contact high. It's a little breeze blowing from our neighbors, and it's a little foggy. After leaving Fort Stevens, we made an important stop at the Tillamook Creamery. I was relieved that they had overflow parking, otherwise we may not have found a place to park. after watching some of the cheese making process, we of course had to sample some of the ice cream. We eventually arrived at South Beach State Park, where we were able to set up camp. We're here in Newport, Oregon at South Beach State Park. We need to have a little chat about Oregon state parks. Do California state parks deliver firewood to your campsite? No. Do California state parks have a hospitality center where you can buy firewood and other things? No. Do California state parks provide free showers? No.
With hot water?
With hot water, as long as you want? No. Do California state parks provide hookups, electrical, water, and sometimes sewer? No.
They don't?
Not many, a few.
Oh.
Not many. Do California state parks offer kayak, paddleboard, and bike rentals? No. But you know what California parks do have?
What?
A screwed up reservation system where you can't book a site,
Right.
and you go to a campsite in California, a state park, and it's completely booked online, and when you get there, about a third of the sites are empty. Oregon does their state parks right. California, get on the ball.
Do you know what the Oregon campgrounds don't have?
Bears, and we like
We like bears, as long as they don't get too close. And
As
they're
long
kind of
as-
cute when they walk through. Finally, it seems nowhere in the great state of Oregon can we get good cell reception. I can't send a single picture to anyone to show everyone how beautiful Oregon is.
True.
AT&T, are you listening?
From the campground, we took a nice walk to the beach and up to the jetty at the inlet to the Newport Harbor. Here there was a ship working, dredging the inlet. We took a day trip north, and our first stop was the Yaquena Head Outstanding Natural Area. Although the spelling looks like it should be pronounced Yaquina, proper pronunciation is Yaquena. I need you to do it again.
I don't want to.
Touch the anemone.
Okay. I don't like it.
Touch the anemone. No, like
Sticks.
really touch it.
I did. I did.
Let him grab
Oh!
Our next stop was the Devil's Punch Bowl. This erosional feature on the ocean is apparently accessible when the tide is low. Our final stop was Depot Bay. We weren't sure what the attraction here was, but we did notice a lot of people on the ocean side of the town looking into the bay. Once we wandered over, we quickly realized this was a great whale watching spot right from the shoreline. There's a pod of gray whales that live here, and they feed in the kelp beds right off the shore. Here in Depot Bay, they claim they have the world's smallest harbor. I don't know how you judge that, but here it is. On our last morning in Newport, we went to the Oregon Coast Aquarium. Back when I was a kid, maybe 8 to 12 years old, my family rented a tent trailer and hooked it up to our 1966 Rambler, and we went on our first and only camping trip ever. We took a 2-week trip up the Northern California coast. One of our stops was at the Honeyman State Park in Florence, Oregon, and the Oregon Dunes National Recreation Area. And here we are again, more than 50 years later, in the Honeyman State Park, camped in the Oregon Dunes National Recreation Area. And back then, I remember we took some dune buggy rides. We'll see what of those activities we can recreate while we're here.
Died a little. It died.
Need some help?
No. What is? Stop it.
I don't see any flame.
I got this. Ow! Going. Yeah. See?
Eventually there was success getting the fire started, but I won't say by whom. To go on the dunes.
Hope we don't die.
It's a little bit intimidating, but we'll be fine. time is up. And it's been fun, but we have to go back now. We'll do it again. We moved on to Gold Beach, Oregon. Our primary reason for stopping here was to do the jet boat rides on the Rogue River. The day we selected to do the jet boat rides was the only rainy day of the whole trip, but we decided to tough it out and have some fun anyway. We chose the longest tour available, which was about a 6-hour round trip and went about 50 miles up the river.
Trickier when there's two. Drag it on. Drag it. Oh, we're gonna lose the front one. Are they tied together?
On the return trip, we stopped at a lodge and had a chance to dry out and have a nice lunch. We had time to take a little walk along the river near town. even found a nice crop of blackberries. After Gold Beach, we moved south and re-entered California. So on one of the last legs of our journey, and it was time to stop for lunch. So we picked a spot to stop, and this is what we see. We're at Azalea Glen RV Park in Trinidad, right across the street from Sumag State Park. And it's a nice little spot. We have a RV spot here with a deck and a fire pit, and it overlooks a little pond. It's real nice. Flowers everywhere. We're in Sumag State Park at the Palmer Point overlook, and we hiked down to the water where there's supposedly tide pools, but tides must be high right now because we're not seeing tide pools, but it's a beautiful spot.
You know that feeling when you're at the end of a long trip and feel like you should go home because you have a life to get back to and responsibilities. Yeah, me neither.
You're looking at Wedding Rock behind me.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
In this next clip you'll see a bluff across the bay above Agate Beach here at Patrick's Point. And above that, on the top of the bluff, there are some houses. And back in college, my boss lived in one of those houses. And he invited a few of us out for dinner one night, and we sat in his hot tub outside and watched whales go by along the beach just outside the surf. It was really kind of neat. So those of you that make videos for a living, you know that it's best when you're filming people if they don't react to the camera and just go about their natural business. But when you have a wife that is a ham for a camera, it doesn't always work that way. This first shot is actually our second take. that's what I was hoping to get. But now, this is what I got the first time we tried it. See what I mean? Our last stop on this trip was at Testa Vineyards in Redwood Valley. Being that this was a Harvest Host location, we were expected to make a minimum purchase while staying here. I think we exceeded the minimum. In addition to the vineyards and wines, the property had a number of animals and old farm equipment.
For a little until you don't. Hi guys. Kind of disgusting. You need some attention. Tell me you're not out here all night by yourself, are you?